So, Aamina, you didn't originally start out as a cybersecurity person. Can you tell me a little bit how you came to arrive in DWP Digital?
Yes, so my background has nothing to do with cybersecurity. So I come from a banking and finance background, and I always had an interest in cybersecurity, especially in today's age where I think it's just so prominent. And I was having difficulties kind of getting in and getting that experience. And I was actually scrolling on Instagram and I saw a DWP Digital advert come up, and I had no idea about any of this. And that really did pique my interest and got me researching DWP job roles. And I found a job role for the Security Academy.
Okay.
And I ended up applying and I got the role in the academy, and it really gave me a really good foundation and base to learn about not just cybersecurity but other aspects of security in DWP. And
I bet that was a great experience. How long did the academy last for?
It was an amazing experience. It was, a lot of fun, a lot of learning. So for 13 weeks, we really were able to learn everything there is to know about, not learn everything we need to know, but learn a lot of background about what security means to DWP.
Yeah.
And I was introduced to cybersecurity a lot more through the academy, and I was placed in DWP Digital from that academy as well.
Yeah. And I guess you learnt about all the different cybersecurity roles that DWP has.
I had no idea there was that many. Which is great for experience. There's so much to do. There's so much to learn. So that's kind of how I ended up here. I only started last year, so still on that learning journey. I suppose the learning journey never really ends, but still.
Absolutely, yeah.
So can you tell me about your background and how you came to be in this role in DWP Digital?
Yeah, so it's a bit of an unusual journey because I had an unusual route into security, really, because when I left school, I became a professional sports person, which resulted in me becoming the youngest ever world ladies snooker champion at 16, and I'm actually a Guinness World Record holder still. So yeah, it was really unusual. But saying that, the sort of skills that you need and the qualities that you need to sort of be quite proficient in sport has kind of served me quite well in my current cybersecurity role, such as application, dedication, working hard, being diligent. So yeah, it was unusual, but there's kind of a theme there as well, So, but following off that, I mean, I've been in DWP now for like 24 years. Started off in a front-facing operations role, paying benefits, working my way through different operational roles through to business audit, and then into security risk, security architecture, and now, of course, I'm focusing on that cyber aspect, being a security architect, making sure that all those products that DWP develop in-house are aligned to all the different regulation and standards, such as GDPR, NIST and CIS, and making sure that we have citizens' information protected at all times, and that's really been quite a driver for me, knowing that sort of the public service that I'm now doing is making sure that we're keeping all our citizens' information protected.
Yeah, so you've seen it from the other side as well, from your other job roles within DWP, from paying the benefits.
Yeah, so when I was working on operations, sometimes you get sort of kind of not stuck in that world, but you don't always know there's a world out there.
Yeah.
And I guess I took a bit of a leap of faith, really, because I signed up for job alerts on civil service jobs with literally anything to do with security, because I just wanted that foot in the door, which I eventually got. And then there was this whole new world then opened up about these sort of exciting transformational products that I've been working on, for near enough 10 years now. And it never ceases to amaze me that I'll probably hear a bit more about your role and go, well, that sounds really exciting. I quite want to work in that role now, So it was an unusual route. So coming from outside of the civil service, what surprised you most about working in government, do you think?
I think definitely the size. It's so vast, and I knew it was big, but I had no idea that there was so many roles, so much to do, so many people to meet, and that ultimately means like so much more experience to be gained as well. So that was really surprising about, coming from the outside in, definitely. What about you?
I think with me, I was surprised at how much autonomy you were given to perform your role. Now, I'm quite an analytical person, so I like to spend kind of time away, doing a deep dive into designs, and you actually, it's a role that plays to your strengths. So it's not only are you kind of, delivering a public service, but actually you're getting a lot of fulfillment out of your role as well.
Yes.
And so I guess what was surprising really was just how much I enjoy working here and how fulfilling I find it.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
So now that you're in the role in vulnerability management, how do you keep refreshing your skills? Do you think that the department, and what sort of opportunities does the department give you to refresh your skills, keep your learning up to date?
That is something that happens almost every day. We're talking about new things that we can learn, new courses that are available to us. It's always a conversation in meetings with my manager and meetings with other people as well, sharing what we know about what courses are available. And there's lots of various events that go on that I'm invited to, and I'm able to pass on that information to my colleagues as well. And that support is really there for me to continuously learn and develop myself further and really make my skills a lot better. And also, everyone that I've met has always said, if you've got questions or you need any advice, I'm always welcome to ask. So that's how, the department really keeps us all really engaged and excited about our future career as well. Yeah.
So a few years ago now, an opportunity came up for me to apply to undertake a level 7 apprenticeship in cybersecurity, which is like equivalent to a master's degree. And I was thinking, oh gosh, I'm not clever enough to do a master's, there's no way. I've not been to university or anything before. So I was like, oh, I don't know. And, I was kind of, one of my mentors said, no, just give it a go. I think you'll be, amazed at how much you're going to enjoy it. So I embarked on a master's degree just as COVID started. It did take a little bit, a bit longer, but I graduated in July 23. So I'm now the proud owner of a master's degree in cybersecurity. But I mean, to think that I could have that opportunity, relatively later on in my working life from DWP was just, it was amazing. So I'm just so glad I did it. And I've given so many talks to people who kind of felt like I did at the start about, I don't know whether I should do it. And I'm like, oh, you've just got to do it. It's amazing. It will change your life. And
yeah, it's great to hear that encouragement never really stops. It just continues.
Yeah, that's true, because, you don't always arrive in cybersecurity straight from college.
No.
So you may have missed out on that kind of university, graduation, and then you may have had a whole different career, a bit like me, before you come into cybersecurity, and then you think, well, it's a bit late for me to do, further education, but it's not.
No. Yeah.
So Aamina, in your since you've graduated from the academy, what do you think has been your favourite experience in DWP so far?
I think my favourite experience has been meeting so many people and really hearing their stories about what they did and their journey into this role, and hearing about their career journeys as well, and was interested in their way in and how they got to the position that they did. I've met so many people that have really fascinating stories and have so much knowledge to share, and they're always willing to share it as well, and they're always willing to give you their time and have a conversation, and have a coffee and really get to know one another. So that's been my favourite experience. It's definitely the people.
Yeah. I think I absolutely agree with you about the people side. Everybody is so generous with their time, and literally every day is a learning day. Like you say, even just having a coffee with a colleague, you think, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, thanks. Right, I'll take that back into my role now. But I think work-wise, I'm probably the most favourite part of my career at the moment is now. I'm working on one of the biggest transformation programs in government at the moment in terms of cybersecurity, and we are currently implementing several controls that will shore up DWP systems, hopefully for generations to come. And that's so important at the moment, because when you see the news, you hear so much about these emerging threats, these global threats, and you think, oh my gosh, that sounds terrifying. AI's here. We're all going to be attacked, and probably there's a little bit of truth in that. But then there's also the confidence that knowing that you're actually working on designing those security controls that actually rebuffs those threats. Well, that's the plan anyway. And just making the department resilient for generations to come, hopefully.
And doing a role that really means something as well, really makes a difference.
Yeah, and that's another one of my surprising favourite things about working in government, is that you feel like actually you're doing a bit of a duty. You're doing your public service. You're contributing to society, and I also think that that's probably not one of the first benefits you think of. But actually, when you've been here a little bit, or maybe you've worked in private industry, and you go, oh, actually, I find this really fulfilling.
Yes.
So, Aamina, now that you're here and embedded into your role, what advice would you give for somebody thinking of applying for a role in cybersecurity?
The advice that I would give is going on to civil service jobs and having a look at the job roles that are available, and really having a look at what characteristics that you have, because often you'll find that if you are curious and open-minded and have that interest in cyber, then there is a role for you there. And there's plenty of help available on civil service jobs with applications and interviews as well.
Yeah, and if the role that you would like to apply for, you don't initially see it, keep coming back, keep revisiting those channels, because sooner or later, you never know, your dream job could be on that site, and just go for it. But it's been really great chatting to you today.
You too, thank you.
Thank you.